Well, mabuhay maligayang pagbabalik sa aking YouTube channel. Medyo matagal tayong hindi nakapag-upload. But anyways, tinakel na nga namin to kanina sa show namin ni Ray Pumaloy, ang aiminin talagang kasi nung time na yon, real time nangyayari nga yung pag-file ng case ni Kim Chiu against sa kanyang ate na si Lakambini Chiu ng qualified debt. Anyway, agad-agad din naman nag-release ng statement ngayon lang, a few minutes ago or an hour ago lang. So, an hour ago nga, ang Star Magic, of course, official statement of Miss Kim Chiu on case against Lakambini Chiu. Ito ang statement ni Kim Chiu. I am issuing this statement with a heavy heart and with deep respect for the truth and for the people who have supported me throughout my career and my business journey. After careful consideration and months of internal review, I have made the difficult decision to file a legal case for qualified debt against my sister Lakambini Chiu in relation to serious financial discrepancies discovered within my business operations. This decision did not come easily. It is one of the most painful steps I have ever taken in my life. Totoo naman kitang-kita sa face ni Kim Chiu yung ganon. So, anyways, eto pa, of course, sabi niya, to continue, as many know, I built my business ventures with hard work, passion, and trust in the people I love. Unfortunately, substantial amounts connected to my business assets were found missing. These discoveries forced me to take formal action to protect not just my company but also the livelihoods of the people who work with me and the integrity of everything I have built. This is a private family matter that has now become a legal process. I am choosing transparency, responsibility, and accountability not only for myself but also for the brand and community that has supported me from the beginning. I ask for understanding, respect as our family navigates this very difficult chapter. I am hopeful that throughout the proper legal channels, clarity and fairness will prevail. Yun nga, yun lang naman ang gusto ni Kim, di ba, na lumabas kung anong totoo, of course, at kalinawan. To continue, despite this painful situation, I remain committed to my work, my supporters, and the continued growth of my business ventures. I also continue to pray for healing and resolution for everyone involved. Thank you for your support, compassion, and respect during this time. So, ayan, Kim Chiu, of course, nirelease ito sa social media ng Star Magic Philippines. Ayan, and I'm sure, anyways, eto, very interesting naman tong pinost ni Attorney Jesus Falsi sa kanyang Facebook. Of course, may kinalaman din ito tungkol kay Kim Chiu at Lakambini. Babasahin ko lang ito. Again, babasahin ko lang itong kwento ni Attorney Jesus Falsis. Ito yan. The tragic lawsuit of Kim Chiu against her sister. Ito na. Matagal na alam ni Kim Chiu that her sister, Lakam Chiu, has been misappropriating her funds. They really tried to work it out and nilawakan ni Kim Chiu ang pangunawa niya kay Ate Lakam. They even reconciled just last month, allegedly. But she still sued and filed for qualified debt. Bakit? And why qualified debt? Well, it all started when Lakam Chiu was diagnosed with bacterial meningitis in 2023, an illness so severe doctors consider her case hopeless. Lakam fell into a coma for 7 days and was in critical condition for the first 5 days of her 18-day hospital confinement. For several days, she was unable to talk, hear, or see. Her condition was so dire that a do not resuscitate DNR order was discussed by the medical team with the family. Pinapipirma na si Kim Chiu and family ng DNR. Yung DNR, yun nga, do not resuscitate. Alam nyo na yon. Kumbaga, kung may nangyayari na, wag nang i-resuscitate. Anyway, ito pa. But Lakam recovered. Recovery was described as miraculous by her family and the media. She was discharged from the hospital in May 2023. Lakam expressed how grateful she was for God's miracle in her life in her Instagram back then. But the challenges didn't stop for the two sisters. They were starting to have arguments and clashes. Kim wanted Lakam to rest for 1 month. Ako ang nagagalit sa kanya. Minsan umiiyak na ako sa sobrang galit ko sa kanya. Pinapangaralan ko siya, matigas ang ulo niya, sabi ni Kim. But Lakam didn't want to be imprisoned in a house for 1 month. Lakam explained, I feel yung depression mo. You were sick and you were about to die. Parang hindi pa ako nakaka-get over. Life is really short kasi we never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Ayun, sabi daw yun ni ano. And anyway, ito. Apparently, after getting sick and having a near-death experience, Lakam did not just suffer depression, but she went into a YOLO. YOLO is you only live once mode. She got hooked into, yun nga yung napapabalita kung saan siya na-hook. She was often spotted, yun nga sa mga lugar na kung saan merong mga ganong event. Lakam lost, eto talaga nagulat ako dito, Lakam lost hundreds of millions of pesos from Kim Chiu's earnings to Gum Yon in the last 2 years. 2 years! Even after discovering the situation, Kim Chiu was understanding of the situation at first, and they really tried to patch it up and make it work for Lakam to stop and get better. It was even reported just last November 5, 2025 that Kim Chiu and Lakam have reconciled. But even after the reconciliation, nothing changed and damage was still being done to Kim Chiu and her businesses. Kumuha raw ng pera sa vault or sa condo, tapos binenta daw yung isang condo without Kim's consent. And so, Kim Chiu was left with no choice but to sue her own sister, a woman she described in a tribute post back in 2020 as her number one critic, my number one fan, my superwoman. The case Kim Chiu filed speaks volumes. Qualified theft means there was a gross and grave abuse of trust and confidence. Nakakasuhan lang ang tao ng qualified theft if the accused is a person that has the full and complete trust of the victim.